looks like the blast radius extends probably about 12 or 13 feet from the origin of the explosion. You can see that there's fragments that basically go out in concentric circles from the point of the blast. There's litter strewn about, dotting the floor. It extends out throughout the kitchen, all over the entire countertops. Into the morning room. I haven't seen the damage yet on the other side of the island. You can see that the base of the apparatus is left intact. It's funny, even where the hose goes into the bowl, there was no disturbance. I had taken out the aerator and put the hose into a bowl because the violence of the ongoing reaction was so strong earlier this evening. Once I'm able to get myself closer to the actual point of the explosion, I can only surmise that what I'm going to find there at the very base is something clogging the pipe that can only explain what's happened here tonight. It is 1:30 in the morning on March 24th. I was woken up to an awful, horrible explosion of a rattling sound. You can see that even the ceiling itself has not gotten away from this horrible event. I am afraid to walk and see what it looks like on the other side. Fortunately, there were no glass windows broken. I guess I do see the majority of the glass. It's down here, I think. Not all of it. I know that there's going to be some on the other side. Here, we must go take a look. This has never happened before, and it will never happen again. Fortunately, it is the middle of the night and Susie's asleep. Now, if I can only clean up while she stays asleep. She was hoping to get the floors cleaned. Looks like she got that. If I don't do a good job, it'll smell like beer for the next 3 weeks. Strong reminder of what's happened here tonight. It appears that even in the corners over there, the explosion reached that far. I think we're lucky that a window didn't break here tonight, folks. This has by far got to be one of the most exciting things that I've ever seen in my life. Now, I'll tell you that when I came down and looked and saw that broken bottle standing there, I stood in amazement for what seemed like at least 10 minutes without saying a word, hardly being able to breathe. It is actually hard to breathe because I have quite a bad cold, and I can only see myself awake for the next few hours. Oh, Daniel, I've had such fun if you'd have seen all this. We are going to use this as an experiment of sorts. Help him understand what fermentation was. Looks like we won't get a chance on this one. Okay. Well, I can only say tonight that this has been something of an adventure. And Susie, I'm glad that you weren't awake to see it. Godspeed and good night. Hello. It's about 4 hours later. And basically, it's cleaner than it was. There were a number of casualties. The toaster oven might be a casualty. I don't know whether we can save that or not. I have to work on it at some point, I guess, later on during this day. The floor is okay. We have a hardwood floor, and there is hops and yeast abundant within the cracks that I can't get out. I don't have the right tools, so I think what's going to happen is I'll have to go out and get a mop or a brush and basically just get down on my hands and knees and get all of that out. The overwhelming smell of beer that had been there 3 or 4 hours ago isn't there, or I can't smell it anymore. I'm not sure which. I just smell Windex. But things are particularly okay, I suppose. Susie actually came down about an hour and a half ago with the kids, thinking that somebody was in the house. I can't believe that I went for 3 hours without waking her up, and I had cleaned up a majority of the stuff. And basically she was tired and recognized that maybe something had happened. I told her that I had it all under control and go back to bed, and she just turned around and went upstairs. So we'll see how the reaction is probably in about an hour when she wakes up. This was incredible. I have to show you something. This is the ceiling. It's having a hard time focusing. Let me turn on the kitchen light. As you can see, I've basically gotten things cleaned up. Can't really tell the floor's got a problem, but it does. Over the point of explosion, if you can see this, basically ripped a series of gashes into the ceiling. Now this is directly overhead. The thing that absolutely amazes me, out in the morning room here, which is about 15 feet away, there are similar gashes from glass, I guess, that flew all the way out here when this thing exploded. I mean, it's nothing that a little bit of plaster and paint won't touch up, but it's amazing. The force that must have went into that explosion. Can you see that? It's not focused. It's just big gashes. At the morning room floor, I guess you can kind of see there all the crud that's in there. Now I'm going to have to prep Susie before she comes down. But man, if this is the worst of what she sees, which it is, then I think I made out okay. Remarkable. Well, she got her clean kitchen. She always says, whenever I make beer, it's okay because she gets a clean kitchen. Well, let me tell you, I wish I'd been able to clean it a different way. Alright, well, thanks for being with me, and we'll talk to you later.